Are you a person that needs that extra pick-me-up to be motivated, taking care of your mental health, and putting your best foot forward in being a better self? A, would you take the opportunity of opening up to realize the glimmers in life that would make you level up your well-being? Or B, would you stick to the triggers that would stunt your growth physically, emotionally, and career-wise? Hello, everyone. Welcome to Profound Perspective, where we discuss everyday life issues that affects us and prefer different perspectives of possible solutions by looking at the bigger picture and working towards the greater good. My name is Hauwa Adamu Kiyawa, and let's get right into it. Today's guest is Maimuna Ummi Abdullahi, also known as Coach Diddi, a 2023 official member of the Forbes Coaches Council, a master practitioner, neuro-linguistic programming, a coach, counselor, and trainer, mental health first aider, performance consultant, and author. She specializes in mind management and mastery, emotional intelligence, team building, mental health awareness, stress and anger management, and leadership. I'd say she's always calling on Kulu to have some self and mental awareness. So Kulu is here to actually listen. Today's topic will be on ways a person can be a tool towards the development of self-awareness and motivation for a greater future. So Coach Diddi, you're highly welcome. Today, Kulu is here to listen. Thank you. So you're always talking about self-awareness, self-motivation, self-realization, leadership as well. Where do you think a person can start?
I think a person can start anywhere. Anywhere. I think basically you start the minute you begin to... Let me share this story. I woke up one day about 6 years ago, and it was any ordinary day. There was really nothing different about that morning. But there was a fundamental shift in my mind. And I kept asking myself, I deserve more. I should do more. I had felt this hollowness, this emptiness in myself. And at the same time, being Muslim, I didn't want to, concentrate on it because I felt I'm supposed to be grateful to Allah. I'm married, I have kids, I have a beautiful home, I'm okay. What more should I want? But there was this nagging feeling. I needed more. I needed to do something more with my life. And that morning, I decided to find a And believe me, that was the beginning of my journey.
Oh, wow.
Finding Ummi. I think it's a moment. You realize that you deserve more.
So you have to make
more. Just break up from that slumber. So I don't know if there's a particular prompting, because I didn't have any particular prompting that made me feel that way that particular morning. Because if you had told me a day before, I would say there was nothing extraordinary about it. So the ability to realize that you deserve more, you are worthy of more, you can contribute more to society, to life beyond family.
True.
I think that's just it. It's a moment.
So when it comes to waking up from that slumber and you wake up and know that, okay, you have to do more for yourself, you have to do more for your society in that process, where do you go?
Where I went.
Okay.
I just went online and I began to look for self-growth, personal development courses, free. Because at that point, honestly, I couldn't think of paying for it. There must be some free courses. That was it, to be honest. But like I shared with you earlier, one day I met a lady who told me about a program, and she felt I should attend that program. I was in a really, really, when you are down and out, I don't know how she saw it, but she recommended that program for me, and I went and it changed my life. Okay. Because for the first time in my life, I saw a grown-up man being vulnerable, talking about the mistakes he had made in his life and how he was correcting it. And it was new to me. And I realized that, it's not a big deal to make mistakes. You can learn from it. And then he said something that was profound. You see, our lives are a sum total of our choices. He made me realize the power of the mind in our choices. And I realized at that point, if I wanted better for myself, I needed to better. And I began to hold myself responsible. I became more intentional about myself and my mind.
So you're saying in life, you have to come to a point of realization where you are intentional in whatever you do, be it in your home life, in dealing career, in business, or spirituality, in anything. So most people you would see, as you said, there was a woman that told you that you looked some sort of way, that you were not yourself. You'd see people that are depressed, and that depression leads to other people. Depression, they might be frustrated, or they might be in a space that they cannot push themselves, even though, yes, they know that they have to do something about it. As you said, it was that little trigger of someone realizing that there was something going on that added that little push for you to see the light and be our coach Diddi.
To be honest, that wasn't it. Because even before then, right? Because let me answer it this way.
Okay.
You can take a donkey to the river, you cannot force it to drink water.
Because
So no matter why people are in their lives, it doesn't mean the other people that went for that program and it changed nothing. So it has to be a realization within yourself.
Okay.
When you realize, look, in order for things to change, I have to do things different. Because they say the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different result. So many people went for that training. How many of them changed their lives? So it's you realizing, it's a reawakening. It's you holding yourself accountable, taking responsibility for your thoughts, words, and action. It's you.
Oh, wow.
Because and many people wait for other people
Yes.
to tell them what. I've had people whose relatives have spent money, who pay for sessions for them, and they don't show up. So tell me, you're not even paying. Somebody paid for you, but they still don't. So it's you. You have to want it. You have to want it. You have to believe you deserve more. You want to do more, and then you begin to actually do it. Nobody can do it for you.
So when it comes to having that motivation and doing it, taking those steps, because in life, if you don't take those steps, as you said, you wouldn't go anywhere. You'd still be in that rut that you are. So when taking those steps, what ways would you use to motivate yourself? Because you're a coach, a motivator, right? And a counselor as well. So what advice would you give someone in taking those steps towards, a greater self?
Simple. I think I would say, first of all, cut the crap. Cut the crap. You see, many people are so used to wallowing in self-pity.
Yes.
Staying victim, blaming every other person except themselves. Because you see these village people, give them too much power.
Yes.
Everything is village people.
Yes.
So I would tell you it's the same thing. Look within yourself. You see, this comfort zone is the killer of dreams. When people, no matter, you see, comfort zone is not necessarily people are happy in that comfort zone. It's but they know that bubble they are in. So unless you tell yourself, can I do a little different to change the circumstance? And then when you do think that way, what you really do need is a strong why. When people say, I need you, coach, I need a coach to motivate me. And I tell them, look, if you keep needing someone to motivate you, you're not getting it right. You should learn to motivate yourself. And how do you do that? A strong why.
Sure.
Have a reason why you should get up in the morning. Strong why you should do what you need to do in order to get to where you need to go.
Yeah.
But he's telling me, Ummi, stand up now. I tell myself,
You have to push yourself.
have to push myself. When you have a why, when your why is strong enough, it motivates you to keep moving. And not because you don't fall, and not because you don't fail. You fall, you fail, and you get back up again because your why is strong. The reason that I think most of the time for people, if why is not strong enough. That's why they say, let me just do this diet and then tomorrow you say, well, I know you diet last night, the other day. It's just, what's that lie? It's not strong enough.
Yeah.
But when you have a why that makes you wake up in the morning, I wake up in the middle of the night. I thought that at some point in time, I had a piece of paper and a Bible by my bedside so that when ideas come to me in my sleep, I wake up and write them because I was deceiving myself. I thought I would remember in the morning.
You know, yeah.
I forget.
Yes. So you have to have that driving force that pushes you and, as you said, see the why and have it as a crutch for you to succeed.
Yeah. And then not being afraid of failure. Many people, you see, our idea of mistakes and failure is wrong, it's bad. My core is NLP, something called NLP, Neuro-Linguistic Programming. And it was there I learned the power of mistakes. Now I don't see mistakes as something that is wrong. I see mistakes as stepping stones.
Learning.
When I make a mistake, it's a learning curve. I learn to do better. So what did I do wrong this time? So what shared it? How can I do better?
Yes.
So mistakes in our lives are not supposed to define us. They are supposed to be stepping stones. Now, most people live in their past, live in their mistakes.
Yes.
Because that's all they think they can be. And that's why we have to think different and do different. Mistakes are a part of life. No matter how religious, how raw and fine you are, you will make mistakes in your life. So instead of succumbing to them and living in pain, living in blame and, victimhood, dust yourself up. You made a mistake. It's not the end of the world. Who hasn't made a mistake? Please raise up your hand. Everybody has made a mistake in their life. Question is what you do with the mistake. Because life is not about what has happened to you. It's about what you choose to do with it.
So you have to be like a phoenix and rise from the ashes.
You must rise.
Always. No matter how much you get burnt, you rise again. Right.
Not because it's easy. Because you have a strong why that propels you to keep moving forward.
So here, on Profound Perspective, we are advocates for the youth. We always say you have to start changing the mindset from an early age. How do you deal with the young mind in changing the way they think? And because the way an adult is different from the way the young mind is, because if you push too hard, sometimes you might break them. So how do you motivate them in making sure that they're on the straight and narrow, even though, as you said, it takes time, it takes the self-awareness to be able to get to that point of realization? So how do we do that in order for them to have that self-awareness from a young age?
I will push this back to the book or to the table of parenting, and I'm going to shake table here. You see, as parents, we forget that we are our child's role models. Our kids learn from us, from what we do, much more than what we say to them.
Yes.
So the kind of child you want, the kind of man or woman you want to raise, stems from the kind of child you raise. And what your child sees you do is most likely what they end up doing. So as parents, caregivers, guardians, we have to be intentional and know that whatever we're doing, they are watching. When you raise a child to be afraid of mistakes, so that if they make a mistake, they rather lie than tell the truth. And I'm guilty of this. I told you earlier.
Yes.
I have made so many mistakes in my life as a parent that almost, in fact, I've had to, apologize to my kids so many times. When you make your child understand that mistakes are a part of life, I make mistakes and I apologize to them. And then somebody said, me, apologize to my child. Oh, no, magic. We cannot raise our kids the way we were raised. Yes, do you remember your parents ever apologizing to you? Maybe yes, your father seems to be get played.
Yes, and I remember.
But most of our parents, never apologized because it wasn't normal. Parents did not apologize to their children. But the world we were raised in no longer exists.
Yes.
We need to teach. If your child is taught from home that when my parents do something wrong, they apologize to me. Do you think that child will find it hard to apologize to other people?
No, not at all.
When people come to our home, my father or mother is receptive regardless of their economic or social status. Do you think that child will go to stand and teach? Just other times. See, I tell a parent, the way you treat people, what the kids see it. You welcome wealthy people that are some kind of classy people, and then those who are poor, the way they come, they see it. So to be honest, awareness is when you let your child understand that it's okay. But for me, the first step is letting your child understand that mistakes are a part of life. When you make a mistake, ask the child, what did you learn from it?
Yes.
I make an analogy. Two kids in different, let's say child A and child B. Child A was raised in a home that when he made a mistake, his father would say, oh my God, that's okay. Come, let me give you a hug. What did you learn from it? Tell me what you learned from it. What will you do differently?
Sure, empathy.
And then child B was raised in a home that when he makes a mistake, you hear brisa on his cheek. He will get the beating of his life. Do you have the same mind?
Definitely not.
Now let's put him in an environment. Exchange the kids. Child A now moves to child B's house, and child B is now in child A's.
Disaster.
The first day, child A makes a mistake. He's used to being given a hug or a kiss and say it's okay to make a mistake. And then he made a mistake in the new home. And he's just sitting and waiting, and then the uncle says, come here, you'll go to him now. And then grab batter.
Oh, wow.
To go like, hell, in shit. Like,
what is
sick? And then they'll say, are you mad? You make this mistake, and then he go like, it's just a mistake. Why? Because he has been programmed to believe that mistakes are okay, learn from it.
Yes.
It will take him a while to need that shock.
Yes.
Over time, he would now be reprogrammed so he afraid of mistakes. That child B, who had now moved to child A's house, the minute he makes a mistake and they say, come, we'll not go. Because he
Because
accepts
he's
it.
scared.
And then they say, no, come, it's okay. They say not go, because it's not okay. And then when the father finally comes to him, says, it's okay. And you hug him, he says, what is happening here now? What did you learn? He said, what do you mean? He will still be waiting. As he's coming close in, he's ducking because he thinks he may hit him.
Yes.
And then he'll say, it's okay. What did you learn? He said, what? Because this is not the norm. He has been programmed to believe that mistakes, when he makes a mistake, pain comes afterwards.
Yes.
So over time now, he'll be reprogrammed to believe that mistakes are okay. But his core programming is the pain that's attached to mistake. Over time, sometimes I'll be a tidder and no forget. And perhaps he'll duck again.
Yes.
That's how the mind works.
True.
We are all a programming. So how you choose to program your children is the kind of men and adults they will come. If you are conscious of awareness, and if you're aware of what you do and how you do it and how it affects people in your life, your kids will also be like that, hopefully.
Yes.
But at the same time, like disclaimer, children that will try this and they can't just get so. I tell people there are times that my kids, I have 2 boys in university, and there are times they've done things and I look at them and say, who raised these children? It's not me. It is not me. So that is that.
But then they have to do
Thank God. You do your best.
Yes.
You do your best.
And everybody's the rest.
So the question as parents, are we really doing our best?
So, even though we would love to have you for longer, this has been amazing, but I would like you to leave a little nugget of wisdom for our viewers from our Coach Diddi. Kulu, are you listening?
I'll say this. Coming from someone who created an alter ego for myself from a place of pain, I'll tell you this. Pain is a universal part of life. No matter who you are, no matter how religious you are, you're fine, you are well, you're tall, you're dark, you go to church, you go to mass, or you don't, you will experience pain in your life. And I am not a prophetess of doom. It's just life. So pain is universal. Suffering is a choice. If you choose to dwell in the past, in what has happened to you, holding a pity party, playing a blame game, blaming everybody, including village people, for where you are in your life, you will remain there. But if you learn from what has already happened to you, which you cannot undo, by the way, except of course you're Aladdin and you had a magic lamp you can rub. Do you have it? I doubt it. So if you then have a magic lamp, you have one superpower, your mindset. Whatever you believe is possible for you is possible. Because whatever you believe you can, you can. And whatever you believe you cannot, you will not, because that's how powerful the mind is. Dust yourself. Today is a brand new day and a second chance for you to create the life you believe you deserve. I'm doing just that, so you can.
So you heard it. Change your mindset, because your mind is a powerful thing. And that is all we have for this episode of Profound Perspective. Make sure you like, share, comment, click the notification bell, and subscribe as well. And as always, I'll see you on the next one.